All righty, Miss Patricia.
Oh,
We are going to get started, and can you kind of walk us through?
Sure. Good morning, counselors.
What page?
What
All right, so,
119.
118.
yep, you can find us on 118.
118, 119, either one. Both is on there.
Okay, we're all set.
Yep.
Well, the city clerk budget is kind of self-explanatory. The first part of the major functions, you see where the council ordinances, resolutions, local laws, and those are the numbers, the actual number estimated for 2022, actual for 2021, estimated for 2022, 23, and what we predict in 23, 24. And also the same thing with the marriage license and dog and conservation of public documents here. Any
Quick
questions?
question for you. Yeah, it says anticipated, so you anticipate all of those to go down?
I anticipate them to be there or more.
Okay.
I'm always participating in more activity.
Okay. And did we stop the public document copies in the clerk's office?
No, it's just no one have came down and get them to get any. Normally, like folks would come and get a copy of some ordinances or whatever. It can be anything because I'll file the public records, and we normally charge like 25
I asked
cents.
you how much you charge, okay?
Yeah, and that haven't happened in a while. So, and sometime, in cases where it's elderly or whatever, we might just give the copy because it is not requiring a certification or
Then
whatever.
we charge it to the auditor.
And we charge it to the auditor.
He says yes.
Why not?
Okay.
Any questions on that part?
No.
Okay, the 119 is, of course, the personnel service details. The only thing changes in here is that the clerk and the deputy clerk will be 22E, and the deputy clerk will be 18E. The salary range will change. Proposing the salary range will change. And other.
It will change from what we're seeing here, or?
Yeah, this amount right here, this is what was here, from what I understand from budget. They couldn't get what was proposed in here because the grade schedule came out too late for the book, right? Yeah. Mhm.
Do we know what those amounts are?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, it looks like the amount for 22E is going to be between 80,000 to 102. 18E for the deputies, 59 through 78, and it's compatible to commissioners and deputies that's in the city, and kind of get us closer to the surrounding areas of deputy clerks and city clerks. And anyone want to ask any other questions? All right, yes. Cool.
Well, how does that affect the budget then? I mean, if it's not in here, do we amend, or what do we?
So, just also, Councilor, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Victor.
Hello, Victor.
He's the bomb. Victor is the best.
Thank you very much, Patricia. It's an honor.
I've met Victor before.
Thank you, Councilor. But yeah, just to briefly explain, we budgeted the correct amounts into the budget. So, for example, the exact salary that the clerk and the deputy clerk would be making is already factored in. There was a delay in the grade change. I was informed by HR that the grade change would not take effect until the next fiscal year, and I received that information shortly before we were printing the budget, and so it just didn't make its way into this copy, but will be revised for the final edition. But the money's already incorporated in.
So, Victor,
Yes.
you said it was a delay, so it was already in place last year?
No, so we had received the letter from the clerk
yeah.
Regarding the salary increase for the clerk and the deputy clerk, and we were in the process. We put the paperwork through for the salary change, and I was informed just that the grade change would occur in the next fiscal year, and I'd received that information shortly before, we were printing the budget, so that was the only delay.
So the 343, 332 is already absorbing the increments?
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I still got to get cleared up. So you're just, will you just send us an, a letter just detailing that change as of the fiscal year?
I told you.
Just saying the dollars are right, but that the numbers and the rate are off because we got them too late from personnel for the book, but they'll be updated in the new book when we're all finalized. So the dollars should be fine.
So we could have a paper trail, Tim, can we just get that?
Right, that you're changing the grade.
What's that?
Just what you just said.
Well, you're changing the grade title from
Director
21E.
Rudd, I think if you can just send an email to the council.
Tim, it'll be when we approve the budget.
Yeah, it will be in there. Yeah, it will be in there. Right, yeah.
In the adopted book,
In the-
it will change so
Yeah.
that we will abolish the 21E and create 20.
I understand that. I just want a paper trail to see that.
Excuse-
Right, but we're voting on something that doesn't say that currently.
Director Rudd,
Voting on-
they all understand that, but can you just send an email saying that would be changed it would be reflected in the budget?
As of this fiscal year.
Okay, all
That was a
right.
good start.
So when will the grade change be coming in formally? What date?
Come to the mic, baby. Somebody come to the mic.
It would be effective
The fiscal year.
the fiscal year.
I was informed that the salary change would take effect January 1st of this fiscal year retroactively, but the grade change would take effect into the next fiscal year,
Right, that's right.
July 1.
July 1.
Thank you.
Okay.
What, Pat? Because your mouth's still open.
So January 1st, you've been, the grade change that isn't in our book has been in effect since January 1st?
No, okay, so January 1st, the pay increase is in the current budget, what we're in right now, okay? So the increase with the retro is okay because of the budget that we're in right now. It covers that increase in salary. And so come the beginning of the next budget year, the grade increase will take place, and that's that's July 1st. Did I make that clear?
Fiscal year.
July 1st is the beginning of the next budget year, and so the beginning of the next budget year, there's a grade increase, and it starts there.
Okay, I got that part. The retro part,
The retro part is already budgeted for. It's
in this last
Yep.
fiscal year.
Yep, it's in the pay range this year, so it's already budgeted for.
Okay.
Okay.
So that new grade is not in effect this fiscal year.
No, it's not. Nope, it's not in
So
effect.
you're talking about something else. You're talking about like a step.
Yeah, we're talking about a grade.
retro?
Yeah, a grade increase. A grade increase would take effect July 1st. I'm sorry, July 1st.
Okay.
Okay.
The grade increase comes with a new salary range.
I think the city clerk probably is good at explaining this. I understand that. I don't need any more.
Okay. We all set, y'all?
I just have,
Michael, you okay?
It's,
Y'all okay?
you still have questions, Chairman of the Finance
No,
Committee?
we're good, we're good.
Mike
Yeah, it's just going to get worse.
Mike, you understood it from jump, right?
Just
all right, yesterday, right?
Don't check out, Counselor. Okay,
Let me
so-
ask you a question.
Sure.
Tricia. So I'm looking at the temporary services. Do you ever bring in two different clerk ones?
We only have one person. That clerk one, that clerk one could be out of there. It's only one. We only budgeted for one person. We have a person, a retiree, that comes in and fills in vacation and
So that one clerk will be out.
yeah. Because there's no other name in there. We had Joyce Parker.
But now it's down.
Yeah, we just have one person, Diane Gandino, and she maneuvers in between that 30,000.
Okay.
I mean, but, that clerk one can stay in there because if we wanted another person besides Diane, we can get that person, but we just won't go over 30,000. Okay, all right?
Thank you.
All righty, so The one thing I wanted to bring up is that the mayor's license, this is just a point of information. The mayor's license might increase. I'm predicting that it probably would. Governor Hochul, she just passed a one-day mayor's license efficient. One day marriage efficient license, which means that if I get married, Helen, you can marry me. You know?
I can?
Yep, you can, but I probably won't get married. or you, anybody at this table can marry a person. It just goes.
This is going way too far.
I just wanted to share that with the council before I share it with anyone else.
I just want to share, I am an ordained minister, so literally, I can, if you need someone, let me know. I've only done one so far. So.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah. So from what I understood, the governor just passed something like March the 23rd, where any of us in this room can, through the clerk's office, if we adopt it, I would have Corporation Counsel looking at it first to making sure that we have the sufficient information on the piece of paper, on affidavits or whatever. This is a similar New York one.
So Nader and
Anybody, yeah. Wow. And she's making that, she's made that available. So if friends want to marry friends and have some type of special day of their day, they can do it. It'll be a one-day efficient license. So the mayor's license might go up. Just wanted to let you know that. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it'd be a good point of yeah.
How much is it?
It'll be $25.
interesting.
Yeah.
And does it have an expiration date, like good for a
Yeah,
year?
it's once the ceremony is performed, it's over with. It's not like what Mike will have. His is forever. And
Right.
So you can keep getting those efficient license or no?
one day, yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, little point of information off the budget. So, is there any other questions about the city clerk? Oh, well, there's page, what? All right, page 20.
Yeah, page 120.
Page 120. All right, so of course the salaries up there, you see contractual expenses. Everything is pretty much staying the same. The proposed amount for the office supplies is a little bit more for 23 and 24, mainly because there some equipment that we're planning on replacing, and also we're planning on getting some what do you call them? Microsoft Edge tablets. Brian and I would be using them for, and just in case you guys, when we're at the study session, you guys might want some research done quickly about where the service seal or whether it be anything else, we will have that at the table with us where we can Google it and give you guys the information, or mainly for minutes, up on the dais when we do the regular meeting, we can, type in minutes instead of trying to keep it up with writing them. And so that's one reason why the hype is in there.
So we didn't increase the travel and training?
I increased the travel and training. I'm hoping that Brian pick up some things and start looking at it, or myself start looking at some things. I increased it to $1,000. I did take up some accounting classes and I sat in on some seminars from New York. What is that? Nikon. Yeah, I picked up some of those classes during this year, and yeah.
Good for you.
So,
Katie, going back to the personal services.
okay.
In your temporary services, in page 120, you reflect 20 when you said it wouldn't go over 30. Maybe you want to revise that number.
Where are we at?
Proposed 24
For what?
for temporary services.
Oh, did you guys see that?
Just to make sure you have what you need,
Yeah. Like temporary service on page 119 and 120 doesn't match.
Is it because it would be 30 if she worked the whole year, but she's only working part-time?
Is that what that is about?
Sure.
Did I open Pandora's box?
Probably.
He's going to the mic. He's going.
I didn't mean to. I just wanted to-
Are you okay, Hoagie?
Oh, I'm just so fine.
What'd you say?
I just have an interesting look.
You still thinking about marrying somebody, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly it. That'd be a great decision. My point, right.
Hello again, counselors. Yeah, so just in total, the temp services line encompasses $20,000, and
Okay. All right. So you're gonna.
It's not 30, it's 20.
it is 20.
So you're gonna change that. Okay.
Change that.
I didn't think I didn't think I asked for an increase there, but since you put it, I was gonna leave it.
It is. Thank you. So then it needs to be changed here.
Sit back and be quiet.
All righty. Any more questions for our city clerk?
No.
Sure, Pat.
All set?
Awesome.
All righty, now we're on to page 64. 63, actually.
All right. Okay, so on to common council, which is also, you all kind of know a lot about. So, as you see, the first part of legislative, see the council meetings and the regular meetings and the special meetings, the agenda study session numbers and so forth here. Is there any questions in this area here? You see the committee meetings, they did go up, so you know what we started doing is having your secretaries bring in the committee meetings, so that went back up to 30, you know, the 52, the actual amount of 21, 22, it was with the standing committee meetings, that's why it dropped so far to 30, and so, and I think 30 is really good, and pretty like a normal number before the standing committee meeting started. And yeah, so I don't think there's anything else I want to point out on that. And administrative is pretty self-explanatory. Any questions on these two? All right, this page 64. You all ready?
We got an increase?
Rita, you have a Councilor Pani?
I don't know.
All right, so on 64.
Don't better go there.
Okay, 64 is kind of self-explanatory as well. Council President, Secretary is part-time.
So that's under the temporary?
Right now, your secretary right now is the one that's at the top part there. That's, you know, your secretary. The one at the bottom, the administrative officer, it is, you know, yours, you know, if you choose to have a part-time person or whatever.
Okay.
Or if for whatever reason you choose to have a full-time person, from what I understood from budget, that amount can be used as a salary for that. Those two amounts, the 34 and the 30 could be used for a secretary, for your secretary. The range can go up to 64, 88, 30. That makes sense what I'm saying? It makes sense? Does that kind of
I mean, where are you seeing that?
Right here, right here.
Oh.
it makes sense what I'm saying? I know I stumbled over it. You got any questions? No? Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
One more, then let me go back. Okay, so I see there's one legislative aide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is it?
That is Jim.
Okay, and then there's two secretaries.
Right.
That's Nathan and Caleb.
Yep.
So where is Carmelita at?
Carmelita is the president of the Common Council, that flat rate 34.
No, that's Helen.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm so wrong here. That is secretary to the Common Council, to legislative aide, Jim, district counselor, counselor at large. Oh, yeah, we missing Carmelita.
She's the administrative officer.
Okay, that's, okay.
Okay, so wait a minute then. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so it's two. So it's budgeted at 60,000, right? So with it being two, it's a total of 60,000, right? Okay, cool. 230,000. All right, that's what I was.
So she absorbs both, or there's two people?
No, that's what I was trying to say, but I was looking at it
I want to
wrong.
bring in somebody else.
Got
That
it.
spot is open.
Okay, so that's not what it is here. Okay.
This one. That's the real position. This is like the part-time.
Carmelita's
This right here is
probably
two because it's
limited,
Caleb and
she's retired.
and Nada.
I'm just asking a question. When she
Yeah.
changes up, like,
No, she's part-time.
Thank you all.
that's all. Because I know she's been here forever, so that just didn't make sense to me.
What?
She's part-time.
What don't make sense?
Carmelita.
I was just trying to figure out why, with her history in years, as long as she's been here compared to.
Well, because Carmelita's retired.
I mean, I just
That's
found that out.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so
sorry
that's
for
her
yeah.
in that spot.
Yeah. Sorry for the confusion. All right. That's my fault.
So, okay, so in the numbers it's right, but not in the other page, just so that you know.
Huh?
So in your numbers, you have the 60,000, but not in the.
It's 230,000, so.
Right.
230,000.
Oh, it's here. Okay, sorry, I didn't see that.
We off to a great start this.
I know.
Hey, listen.
Coffee.
I got coffee.
It's probably my fault. I should know this budget, right?
Sorry, I didn't see that too. Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
Alrighty. So the last part. Salaries is self-explanatory, total personnel services. Let's see here.
Might be a little higher.
The only thing,
For raising the travel
Yes.
and training.
the travel, well, I encourage y'all to use it. Right now, we got a projected amount for 2023 is zero. But I think that might, Councilor Schultz is not here, but.
Is that enough, President, for travel?
Well, we kicked it up quite a bit, so I think
Yeah.
it will be because nobody's actually been using it. So when there are opportunities to go to these different trainings, I would hope that you would take advantage of them.
Let me ask you a question. So from the previous budget, when we don't use that money, what happens with it?
It's just get looped back in. That can be, you all can answer that question.
It just stays
It
in the
goes
general
right,
fund?
yeah.
So do we have, I mean, it's sort of off this question, but so do we have like from, all right, guys, it's a lot, so I'll ask you afterwards. Because it might come up later, so I'll ask you later.
I mean, we still have time to spend that 4,000 if we want to.
Yeah,
What?
$4,000.
Last year's allocation.
Right.
Well,
Right to June 30th.
you sort of just, I mean, there was like really like a cutoff where we would make big changes or whatever, but
Look, Katie, that's still our money. We can still vote.
you know what, y'all? I mean, I'm trying my best to do this right. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
Yes.
Well, if any night come up, y'all just be
It
ready.
is. Yeah.
65. Okay, so so yeah, you see with the operating supply expense, that 65 was used for the mics. Hopefully, the order's going to be coming in soon, and
Oh my God. Okay.
orders will be coming in soon, and we'll be getting that rolling. There's additional 30.
Let me see, go back, what page?
30,000 that's being proposed this year for a virtual communication that will, would probably get transferred with the phase-in stages of what the administration is going to do with virtual communication. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
Where you see the mics were looped at?
That's 65 something that is,
65 to 70
Okay, I see that.
in operating supplies.
and we're just waiting for them the order to.
So all of this.
And Katie, what's the extra 40,000 in professional services for?
Professional services. 40,000 of that is for the attorney, if we were to hire attorney, outside attorney, and 5,000 is for the youth advisor.
Okay.
Yep.
Rod, I gotta ask it anyhow, because I'm over here like a little kid. You know how when little kids can't, I gotta say it because I'll forget it. So with all the money in our budget overall, right? So say, because we had ARPA money, right, in the past couple of years, some of this funds we didn't use. All that money goes back to a general fund, right? Whatever we didn't use. So like, no? Yes?
You're saying all the ARPA money?
No, just so our regular budget money. So throughout the if you look, I mean, of course you wrote it up so you know, but we didn't spend a lot of money on budget lines. All of the money that we didn't use goes to a general fund to go be used at a later time, right?
Yeah.
And do we have, because I haven't read, I started reading it last night, but it's a lot. Do we know the total amount that we saved?
In the current year?
Yeah, like so far.
I think it showed in one of the
That mid-year estimate that we went over a
Showed in
week
that, I
or two
think.
ago, it showed essentially that we're going to use less of the fund balance than we anticipated. So one, we don't tie expenses to revenues at all, so it just all goes into one big pot.
Right.
But so in this year, the things that we didn't spend basically just made it so we use less of our fund balance than we planned. So instead of using like 17 million of the fund balance last year, I think we were saying we're going to use like 6 or 7 million. So that 9 or 10 million of savings that you see across all the lines, it just means we spend less of our fund balance, which yes, it means it just kind of goes into the general pot.
All right, I just wanted to be clear. Okay, thank you.
Any more questions for the common council office? Anything? No?
All right, that's good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, budget guys.